like absolutely everything. I forgot to. I forgot to. We're live right now. I forgot to do everything. The music, the lead up, everything.
Well, set it up.
No, it's all right. Welcome to Oddball Show. This is
Wait
Jason,
a minute.
right?
Wait a minute. Are we recording now?
Yeah, we are. Yeah. So it's not. I'm not going to go back and redo it.
Oh, for fuck's sake! All right. Well, the hell with the Palpatine. I'm not wasting.
No, I can see that you're Palpatine. I get it. So
this is Mustafar. This is not hell. I got out of hell last week after Thanksgiving with the family.
And I'm in Tauntaun.
Yeah, straight out of Taunton. Let's
now, if you get that joke, then you are a Star Wars fan.
Then you must be also the one person who watches the Oddball podcast without us prompting you.
Yeah, no, right?
So,
we poke people with a stick to watch. By the way, I actually had my wife listen to our podcast the other day, and she said,
"What was she cheating on you?"
Right? Was she getting back at me for something? She was trying to get in my good graces. No, Chad. So she said we are able to handle things well and transition well from one thing to another. Going from very
sure she
serious
listened to the podcast, or was it my time in court last month? I mean,
what was your time in court for? Traffic violations?
I was joking. I was thinking back. Actually, I was having flashbacks to 2001. I won't tell you about that time. But anyway,
what's wrong, Chad? Does Inside Tauntaun remind you of when you had a traffic violation? Fuck you.
Exactly.
Where am I? All right, so this is an Oddball Show, and you are listening to me and Chad Parento. Chad, you are in hell, or Palpatine's hell.
I'm in Mustafar.
You're in legit Mustafar.
Yes, the Mustafar planet. With the other Mustafar must be Tatooine language for big fucking volcanoes. But yes,
yeah.
That's where Anakin got his 3 remaining limbs torn off and thrown into lava because Kenobi couldn't kill him because Anakin was his brother.
And I am inside Tauntaun. So before we get into this, man, I want to share something on my screen. I want you to tell me. Oh God,
don't! We could barely get our screens.
Tell me all that you know about this.
I know it's written backwards, so I can't read it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty shitty. Hold on, move. What do you know about that, Chad?
It's a huge triangle. Looks to be isosceles.
Do you know? Hold on. Look real closer, Chad.
What is it? Tectonic plate thing? Is it predicting?
No. All right. So it appears you don't know that much about this area, Taunton.
Oh God! Not if everything's showing up backwards in your text.
Oh yeah, right. Well,
what can you tell me about?
All right, so Taunton. So I thought of the inside, straight out of Tauntaun. Straight out of Taunton. And then I was thinking about the Bridgewater Triangle. How much do you know about the Bridgewater Triangle?
Isn't that where sea monsters go to die because there's no water?
It is literally the pit of hell. Is where you are. It's literally a
Actually, that's the Franklin 500.
Do tell. What is the Franklin 500?
The Franklin 500.
Oh boy.
Best to tell you through someone who I met at a party in Boston with my friend who was visiting from Rhode Island. And I knew about the Franklin 500 prior to this. But I'll tell you this to a woman who was... there was a woman who I met who was, I think, a Russian transfer... I will fucking kill you. I will kill you. The Oddball Show is meant for serious mental health issues, except for this very thing, which is the only thing we do regularly now. Your discretion. Oh my God! Enough with the wacky '80s DJs. Enough before if I hear "oh yeah," then I'm getting.
I wish I had "oh yeah."
Oh. All right. So you should save that for the punchline.
Yeah, right.
The story's
go for the punchline.
Okay, so I talked to a woman who I think was a student from Russia. She didn't have much of an accent, knew English pretty well. She was studying overseas, and she stayed in Franklin for a time. She was with some guy who.
I have to leave because I can't handle the pressure.
She was staying with a guy. She was hanging with a guy who wanted to who lived in Franklin all his life and wanted to impress her. He went to, do you know where the Franklin Village Plaza is? Have you ever
Are we talking about Roxbury? Franklin?
No, we're talking about Franklin, Massachusetts.
Oh, Franklin, Massachusetts. All right.
Yes, and the Franklin Village Plaza, which has been around, almost as long as I've been alive.
Is that where that Mexican restaurant is? I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So anyway, it's where the big Stop and Shop is.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, there's a Panda Express there. There used to be.
Yes.
And a Marshall. I know exactly where that is. Go ahead.
So anyway, they go out and exit the Franklin Village Plaza. They take a right.
Oh.
They take a right and they keep on going. They keep on going down the road. They keep on going straight. The girl doesn't know what's going on. It's like, what are you trying to show me? He goes, just wait. Keeps driving. Goes past another Franklin Plaza with the Star Market. And then they get to a McDonald's. They turn into the McDonald's drive-thru.
Oh boy.
Well, it was supposed to be. It was actually. They just went to like one side of McDonald's, looped around, and started going back towards the Franklin Village Plaza. And the guy just turned to the girl and said, "You just did the Franklin 500." And the woman was terrified for her sanity. I don't hear them anymore.
You don't hear it anymore?
No, they've totally drowned them out.
Well, I don't understand at all what that is. What you just said.
It's just basically you start from, well, maybe if you stop pressing the sound effects button and actually paid attention.
You said you drove from Franklin to
The guy drove the girl from the exit of Franklin Village Plaza all the way down to the other part of Franklin, went to the McDonald's, went to their driveway and looped around and then went back towards Franklin. They said, now you just did the Franklin 500. And people used to do that all night in my generation. They would just travel from Franklin Village to this McDonald's and just circle around to avoid police capture.
We used to call that a bone run back in the day. Remember bone runs? You remember a bone run?
Not at all.
Yeah. Of course you don't remember. You don't remember.
I've never heard of a bone run in my life.
You never heard of a bone run?
You're the younger generation.
That was a thing when you would take a marijuana cigarette with your friends and go drive around from one area to another area, preferably like the Franklin 500.
That makes sense, except no one I knew had marijuana when they did this. They may have had beer, but they had to keep it very secure because otherwise they go into the Franklin Village Plaza, policemen could pull them over. So I don't even think people were drinking when they did this. I don't think people were smoking when they did this. They just did the purposeless Franklin 500.
Now, smoking back in the day was a scary thing. They did not have relief and little bud places where you could just go in and get like marijuana. You had to like go in little back alleys to smoke weed, and now you can go to like a Bud Express and go get something. Back in the day, it was very scary.
We were too broke for marijuana. No one even thought the word marijuana never came up. It was all Southern Comfort and Purple Passion. Look up Purple Passion.
What is Purple Passion? That sounds like it would be a type of marijuana, actually.
It's an alcoholic drink that's grape flavored, and it comes in a 2-liter soda bottle.
Can I call you Purple Passion from now on?
Absolutely not.
Purple Passion.
Let's get to Oddball Magazine.
All right.
Let's remember what we're here for. Let's remember our roots.
All right. Anyway, we were talking about the Bridgewater Triangle, which I think is really important because, like, that is a thing. You know nothing about the Bridgewater Triangle.
Not really.
They found like 3 Bigfoots, and apparently Bigfoot is a species, not a person, place, or thing. It is literally a species. I'm serious.
Here, let me give you my Let me give you my own sound effect.
All right. Well, all right. Here's the thing. The thing is this Bridgewater Triangle that I speak of, and inside of Tauntaun and all that kind of stuff. There's some real serious paranormal activity in the Bridgewater area. You know nothing about the Bridgewater Triangle?
Dude, I've barely been to Bridgewater.
Okay.
My sister went to Bridgewater University after.
You should talk to her about the Bridgewater Triangle. This is a real thing.
No, actually, she didn't go to Bridgewater. She graduated from Fitchburg, but I think she
That
tried to
has
get into Bridgewater.
Absolutely nothing to do with the Bridgewater Triangle. There's no such thing as a Fitchburg.
You never met my sister, but let's.
I have never met your sister. No, if she's, I mean, she. Okay, so my brother-in-law went to Bridgewater, knows nothing about the Bridgewater Triangle. It's weird. All right. Anyway, we are.
Humans were scary enough back in the 80s and early 90s. We didn't need ghosts and goblins to shake us up.
These are ghosts and goblins you're speaking of. It's some really big show. All right, so where are we at? 7 poems. We didn't do that the other day, right?
No, this is last week's.
Yeah. So we are actually at. We're gonna start with Secrets of Skinny People is back in town. Am I correct?
Yes, but unfortunately, Jeffrey is taking time off as of this Monday of November 27th. He has to take time off for personal reasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hopefully he will be back, but for now I'm keeping the 11 o'clock slot open for him.
Is he okay?
Keeping it warm for him. He's okay, but he just has to take the time off. I'll get into it off. I'll take
air?
it off air, yeah. But suffice to say, he's okay. He just has to.
Is he upset with our the week that was and how we talk about his cast?
I trust you. He probably hasn't had a chance to listen to that, so it's not you, it's him.
It's not you,
but also you. But and this unfortunately is the cliffhanger that might take us into the end of the year. I don't know when you'll be back. Hopefully no more than 2 weeks, but it's a hell of a cliffhanger to take.
Here we go. You take it. Go ahead.
I wait. Let me get.
So, if you've been following the Secrets of Skinny People, it's not just a one-off comic strip. It actually follows a major plot. It's been following plots for a while now. Yeah, how long would you say that he's been following some sort of plot line? It's got to be years.
Since about 2000, since at least 2021, when you started to introduce the absurd verse.
Yeah, I think he's been following plot lines for many years, and this one is
following random robot into the AI verse to rescue him.
Exactly right, and we could do the last week at the Secrets of Skinny People.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Oh no, he didn't. The High Council did not just poof me out of the AI verse. Trademark. I refuse to be poofed. Dude, wake up. I just got thrown out of our VR connection with the AI verse. Trademark. Dude, this is not over. Do you hear me, High Council? It's not over. Meanwhile.
Okay, Dr. Lucas, just tell me when it's over.
I don't know what he's doing in that, but he is. Is he an AI within AI? I love the chug. Actually, if I was going to add sound effects, it would be like the AOL dial-up sound. Exactly.
Yeah. So he's getting AI mind effed big time right now. I think is what's happening.
I would say so, and I don't know if. Hopefully, this will be resolved by the end of the year, or at least continued by the end of the year. It may not be continued until 2024. I don't want to get hopes up, but I don't want to dissuade anyone. But take time. We added a link for this week on the 27th to visit the archive of Secrets of Skinny People and just see how he's evolved as an artist in the last just 3 years alone.
And Jeffrey, take as much time as you want. We will be here waiting to see what is happening with these two wonderful characters that you've created over the last few years.
And Random Robot.
And Dr. Lucas.
Yes.
I think Dr. Lucas has an English accent.
That's how I vision him.
Well, let's give him like a New Zealandish accent, like a
Maybe
Is he
Welsh.
did?
Maybe Welsh. Very excited. Very
Is he
excited.
did or is he did? No, he's did. Is he did or did? Didn't or did? She who laughs last, pie caking. You go for this one.
Oh dear. Let's. Here we go. Upon hearing that pie caking is a thing, here are some suggested flavors from Anscove: cranberry,
Hamato.
hamato, peepee nut,
Peanuts.
sardini weenie,
Weenie.
tasty and teeny, burr taco.
Moon pie Pop Tart.
I vote for that one.
I'd eat that.
And pan waffle, which I think is just basic. Although to be fair, I think that's just basically one of those poor waffle makers at Days End.
That kind of looks like the city of Boston. That looks like the Boston skyline. Pan Waffle. Come to Pan Waffle.
Good lord.
All right. Well, I don't know.
So that's another comic from Ann Scove, and be here next week as we check out our post-Thanksgiving. We have our pre-Thanksgiving comic here. The post-Thanksgiving comic is killer. So
it's wicked.
come back next week to go review that as we review that next week, or visit oddballmagazine.com.
And we're kind of glancing over Secrets of Skinny, not just the bios of these long-running columnists because we know them so well. And if you've been following the week that was, you should know these characters pretty well, and then also the bios of the authors at this point.
You should know them better than I know myself.
You better damn
There's
right.
no excuse.
Just get your shit together. All right.
Exactly.
7 poems by Lori Rosen. Lori Rosen, I believe, has something about. I just checked out her blog recently, I believe. All right, so we have photography by Jennifer Matthews. We have a couple birds.
Trying to go for birds of peace.
Of course.
It's like falling asleep at the wheel. It's been 1 month since the brutal attack and kidnapping of hostages, and I can't allow my mind to drift, or by default, my mind wants to go. Nothing good will come of it.
A definition, haiku for Shattered World #1. Aspiration means hope and breath when we forget, the trees remember.
If you want the other 5, if you want the other remaining haiku, definitely check out oddballmagazine.com and check out Lori Rosen's work. She's been one of our roving poets in the past on on current events, and this, of course, is on the recent Israel-Palestinian crisis.
Now, it does say there's 7 poems here.
Yes.
There's 1 long poem and six haikus.
Yes.
So, I mean, Tad couldn't write 7 poems and 1 long poem and 6 haikus because it would take away from the flavor of the piece.
Oh, jeez. And now?
All right, wait. Let's just talk about her bio for a second. So Lori Rosen is a lifelong New Englander. Her poetry has appeared in the Muddy River Poetry Review. Hey, where is that? I've heard of that before.
Where is
the Muddy River Poetry Review? I've heard of that one.
That's the Brookline. That's the former Brookline Poet Laureate, Svi Sessling's online journal.
Okay, yeah, all right. Peregrine. Have you heard of Peregrine?
It's a very big bird.
Aha. Oddball Magazine, Wilderness House Literary Review, Gyroscope Review, The New Verse News, The Inquisitive Eater, a journal of the New School, One Art and Elsewhere. Lori won first place in poetry at the 2023 Marblehead Mass Festival of the Arts in 2023.
Yes.
Jennifer Matthews' poetry has been published in Nepal by Pen Himalaya and locally by the Wilderness Retreat Writers. I was just going to stop it right there. It's a huge achievement. By Pen Himalaya and locally by the Wilderness Retreat Writers Organization. Midway Journal, the Somerville Times, Ibison Street Press, Cambridge Arts Council for her book of poetry, Fairy Tales and Misdemeanors. She is an artist, poet. Her photography has been used as covers for a number of Ibison Street Press poetry books and has been exhibited at the Middle East Restaurant, 1369 Coffee House, Soundbites Restaurant in Somerville, and McLean Hospital. And as I say every time I read Jennifer Matthews' bio, I've been to all of those places at least once.
Yeah.
All right, Chad.
Am I next?
Yep.
All right, then let's.
This got a warm reception on Facebook, actually. Julio Lucero's Oddball Stories got a warm reception on our Oddball Facebook page. So a lot of people like this one. Yeah.
It was on the lighter side, and it had to do with foods. This is why I chose it for Oddball Stories.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just do the first couple of paragraphs. Milko. The phone rang. Can you get that? Mom cried out. She had a line of people at the register. I can't. Mom picked up the phone. Williams, can you hold? She placed the phone on the counter before they had a chance to respond to the questions. Statement. I have someone at the lawn line. Can you get it? I'm sorry, I can't, I shouted back. I wasn't trying to be a brat with Mom. Plates without legs got cold. Tables were dirty. They had to be bussed before the grackles arrived. Food was pushed out of the kitchen and dishes crashed back into the sink with a synchronized manner. Empty hands meant faster feet, or it meant falling behind. While dropping off a bin of dirty dishes back to the sink area, I noticed a reused tub of sour cream with salsa verde inside. It was creamy, unlike the verde we used for the enchiladas. The health department didn't like for us to wash and repurpose food containers, but sometimes we did it anyway. The dishwasher managed to pull off a salsa verde before the shift began to roar. Before the blenders became sloshy with tequila and ice and orange liquor. What she didn't use in the salsa was left in the colander by the clean dishes. Did you see the tomatillos I used in la salsa? She asked. I was unloading dishes from the bus bin, soon on my way to take out food before it became tepid. They're very beautiful tomatillos. She went on and told me the type of tomatillos she used. I didn't catch the name. After years of working together, I stopped keeping track of her concoctions. And I'll stop there because the tomatillos ends up turning into a clean joke, but still a little naughty one. But it was a lot of. But this was a lot of fun. I just wanted something light to at least start our journey to Thanksgiving last week.
Yeah. I think like this is fitting for the time, and it was really well received. So
yeah.
I'm guessing it's Julio Lucero or Lucero, I guess.
Lucero, I think.
There's a band named Lucero.
There you go. I don't think there's any relation.
No, probably not. Julio Lucero is a second-generation Latino born and raised in Texas. His writing is bouncy and lighthearted, yet authentic too. Most of his pieces are vignette-style stories pulled from nearly 2 decades of working with his family in a Mexican Tex-Mex eatery, Buen Provecho. Hey man, that's pretty cool. Like he writes a lot of autobiographical vignette stuff. I like
that he does.
There we go. Oh, we've got another surprise. Is this? Wait a minute! Don't tell me this is either a Wallach or a Sopranowitz. And it is a Wallach.
I think you can guess.
Yeah, that's a Wallach. Sopranowitz does other things.
Wallach's art pieces are the tallest of all the art pieces.
Look at the bone at the bottom. Oh,
it's crazy.
Cool. Oh, I love it. Wallach is interesting. You ever met Bill Wallach?
I have not. I do have his phone number available, but I've never made the call. But I do have to contact him because I want him to contribute poetry and art combo to Oddball in April.
Now, have I ever heard his poetry before? I know I've heard Aaron Lynn Burns. Is that Aaron Burns?
Read the poem and you tell me.
Aaron Burns?
Perhaps. Read the poem and you tell me.
Let's just see. Entropy. Let's try that again. Entropy. This thing again. This thing that comes. This thing that stays. Penetrates. Fecundates. Festers and soils. Did I say that word right? Fecundate?
I think you did.
Fecundates. I feel like that's a dirty word. Entropy. This thing again. This thing that comes. This thing that stays. Penetrates. Fecundates. Festers and soils. Swelling from the parasite that lingers in fingers and lobes. Redolent parasite that deceives and receives and leaves and comes and stays and stays and stays. This thing has a conscience, a beating heart. This thing is not me or you or us or them or they or we. It is just is. It is just there and always disarray yet stagnant. Aaron Lynn Burns. I am as old as dirt and more bitter than bitters, but am looking to occupy my time once again with a quick pen and some imperfect prose. That could be my friend Aaron Burns. I'm not sure. Anyway, shout out to Aaron Burns if that is Aaron Burns.
And shout out to the other Aaron Burns if it's not your Aaron Burns.
Yeah, right, exactly. There are other Aaron Burns out there, Aaron Burns.
Yes.
Anyway, I will shout out Aaron Burns. She's a good person if this is Aaron the Aaron Burns that I know.
Well,
Bill
shout
Wallach
out
is
to
a-
whoever this Aaron Burns is.
Shout out Aaron Burns all around. Bill Wallach is a poet, collage artist, and photographer who has just published his 18th book of poetry entitled All the Wind's Unfinished Kisses with Ecstasis Editions. His collages and photographs have appeared recently in the 2020 International Festival of Erotic Arts in Chile, the 2020 Seattle Erotic Art Festival. Heard that one was a pretty good show. The 2020 Dirty Show in Detroit, the 2021 Rochester Erotic Arts Festival, the 2018 Montreal Erotic Arts Festival, and Naked in New Hope 2018. He was a featured artist in Best of Erotic Art. What do you think those? What do you think those festivals are like, Chad?
If I had to guess, probably boring.
You think erotic arts festivals are boring?
It's probably like they always say horror conventions. Everyone would be killing each other if they were like anything what they wrote.
Right.
But it's usually just like very civil purse people, mylar bags, just like it's so. So I imagine everyone's fully dressed at these festivals.
I imagine everyone's like, "Hey, I got a bone to pick with you," and then it's like a bag that has bone to pick with you. I don't know. I imagine there's like check out my cool website, or here's this pamphlet for this nonprofit that has something to do with that, or here's a stress ball or whatever. I don't know what they have. Some stickers, some buttons. I guess you get some cool merch at a erotic arts festival. Put it on your fridge. Chad, why did you decide to pick this like Johnny looking 5 kind of guy? Because he looks like Johnny 5.
I'm
where did
not
this come
sure.
from?
All I can say with this one, it was a tough choice. For emotional pieces like this, I usually choose Edward Michael Sopranovitz, but I used him last week.
Oh,
So my feeling was to go with something that conveyed something that reminded me of the emotions conveyed in the poem.
this is a
Not
phenomenal
an exact
piece
match,
by
but it's
Bill
the best
Waller.
I could do.
Yeah, I mean, they're personifying something. This looks like a
Yes.
something, and there you go. This is a phenomenal piece.
It looks like something. Genius.
Art. It looks like something. Art.
By the way, does my face look like it's moving? I'm looking at the screen right now. It looks like I have a stroke.
You haven't moved. Can you move?
I don't think so. Let me check. Let me
Restream. You're making Chad look like Stephen Hawking's. Can you move, please?
I can't.
Move. Wait, is your background? You're a bastard. This is a background.
I know this is not me.
This is your background.
It's not me. I swear to you.
Come on. This is like when you just put your background on and just go do something else and just pretend to be on the podcast. What are you doing?
If I step away, it's for a good reason. But I did not. I did not let you. I usually let you know when that happens.
Yeah, usually during my jagged thought. Yeah. Straight out of Tauntaun. All right, here we go. That's what this one is. Chad, why
Okay, so
are
I'm definitely
you
Stephen
frozen?
Hawking. So I'm definitely Stephen Hawking's.
Yeah. You're gonna have to type out your response. You have to type out your quips, your sardonic viewpoints of my poetry. Hey, why are you like that right now?
I have no idea. Let's just keep on going.
All right, moving on. Wait, hold
Moving
on.
right along. Moving fancy free.
Okay.
I look like I had a stroke. The fuck's wrong with me?
All right. Jagged Thought 503. Think peace. To play on words like think peace and think peace.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Thank you.
That wasn't meant to be. I should have been more like Steve Rogers in the Avengers. I understood that reference.
Yeah. I understand what you're putting down. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Will Rogers. All right, Jagged Thought 503. Think peace. Will Rogers, isn't that the guys? Wait. There's two guys. There's Will Rogers, and then there's Buck Dodgers. Two guys, two different. All right, Jagged Thought 503. Listening to the synth, it sizzles my core chakra. Never been a singer like Sinatra. Been a poet like Muda Baraka. You know who Muda Baraka is, Chad?
B.A. Baracus? Yeah, he was on the A-Team.
No, that's wrong. That's a wrong answer. Listening to the synth, it sizzles my core chakra. Never been a singer like Sinatra. Been a poet like Mudu Baraka. Been an advocate like Estrada. Been singing in my notebook from after lunch and after. It's the next chapter. Love the laughter in my head. Makes me feel peaceful like a mad hatter with blotter. It's something to be seen when the world is green and blue. You see the earth in front of you. Hop over a puddle, an ocean or two. It's going to the end of the record. Then you break it and make something new. And that is another example of writing with music, and how that helps me get a rhythm to my poems.
Very good.
Yeah. And I made a couple, Sinatra is this singer, quite popular, crooner, as they call him. Crooner, a dead crooner. Mudu Baraka is a Jamaican poet from years past. And Estrada is a advocate for coming off of psych meds. So those are those three references right there.
I hear you.
Yeah. I hear you too.
Excuse me.
Are you still like that? You are still like that.
I have no idea how this works.
Chad, the show must go on, my friend. The show must go on. All right. Anyway, that was
this
my
drug victim
thought.
must still somehow talk.
Yeah.
And the scary thing is, I go to check I change my background just in case something happened, and I still have that freaking face.
Chad, at least it's a dignified face. Oh, there you are.
All right.
There
I
you
think
are.
I got out of it. How's that? Yes, there
You
we go.
look good. You look like you're that's a nice spot.
I did
right
not
there.
look good. Let me see if I can. Let's see. I want to go back to Mustafa. Let's see if.
I like your jacket. That's a nice jacket. I probably could be wearing a jacket
It's
outside.
kind of a hoodie robe.
Tauntaun.
It's kind of a hoodie robe. Let's go back.
If you were a hip hop artist, you should call yourself Little Hoodie Robe.
Whoop. I said, come on.
Technical difficulties. There we go.
There we go. Just like that.
Really big
like
show. Good.
There we go. Okay, now I move my mouth again. Good. And see this is the Oddball show. We are doing it now. This is a redundant post, so we can forward it.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I was waiting.
If you didn't
for you
see
to...
last week's show, then why bother? No.
Wait. There I was at Turkey, and you were still. And there's Rufus in the background, like, when is this over? You know?
Wait, what was
Rufus is in the background, like, hey, is he bothering you? No, I got this.
Oh God.
Rufus is out of the picture now. Now you're just in a different form of hell. I thought you were originally in one stage of Dante's Inferno because it was literal, but you're going Star Wars on me.
I'm sorry. I think my next picture is gonna be the end of Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh
Where
my God. Did you just say that?
There's a part of the movie where it's gone on for like 2 hours, and someone at the end someone's holding up a sign, like there's like a big audience reception like a plane of people cheering, and someone holds up a sign saying, "When is this fucking movie going to end?"
Oh, jeez. Well, I didn't expect you to make a Freddy Got Fingered reference, but here we are.
I saw that. I saw it once. I didn't even see the entirety of it on VHS with
Tom Green,
roommate.
right?
What's that?
That was an uncomfortable movie, Tom Green.
That was an incredibly uncomfortable movie. It was actually free on YouTube for a little while.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Pay for that.
There you go.
I feel like Tom Green's a guy that we could send an invite to, and he might actually just join us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's like.
You should try. You should try that. It would make me proud.
Yeah,
proud. Make you proud. Make your daddy proud. Proud. So
Daddy
proud.
Daddy likes some sausage.
Oh God.
Daddy likes some By the way, they had to have like they did multiple takes of that day, probably. And the guys were like, I don't think his fingers are tied to the sausages correctly, Dan.
If you ask me, I
I
think
know what I'm doing. I know how to tie fingers to sausages.
without any backup to my theory whatsoever, I will claim that Rip Torn tore apart every movie scene, and that's when that scene was done. He just lost patience as a real person.
I guarantee you I guarantee you Rip Torn just. I love the fact that his name is Rip Torn.
Yes.
Because he just sounds like he's a guy that is literally ready to snap on stage at any point.
Very true.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Mr. Thorne.
Not in this. Just out of the blue.
Rip
All
Torn.
right,
Rip Torn. No, Rip Torn. Rip Torn.
Rip Torn. It's Rip
Torn. Yes. Rest in peace, Mr. Torn.
You think he's hearing you right now?
What's that?
You think he's hearing you? Do you think he just heard your message from the great beyond?
I don't know. I don't hear anyone screaming, so probably not. Maybe you'll listen to this podcast later.
Maybe if you go to hell, like you have to be like that's what you have to do. You have to listen to the whole year. Anyway, go ahead. Moving on. It looks like we have another Ira Joel Haber without even looking, and that looks like me.
Are you sure your wife said we transitioned very well?
I'm transitioning very well.
I'm thinking one of you was full of shit.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. Well, actually, it's funny that you should say that because this is actually what I look like pre-coffee. This is me. This picture right here.
Oh God, this is.
Chad, dead air is not your friend.
I'm praying for another stroke.
This is actually pretty cool. I like this. All right, yeah, this guy's cool looking.
Yes, and the name of the poet is Zoe Verasek, and if I'm not mistaken, unless she's gotten accepted in between the time she sent us their piece and last week, this is her first ever publication.
Yep. Yeah. Do you want to read a little bit? You want to read a little bit of it?
I could probably do the whole thing, but
okay.
It might sound weird. But my funeral was a classic road trip.
Hold on, Chad. This might sound a little weird. Go ahead.
My funeral was a classic road trip.
No, Chad, read the whole thing with title and everything.
Okay, my queer funeral. My funeral was a classic road trip with the all-American dog, children's arms and legs outside the car, my shadow, a ghost girl, a mere reflection of a girl I once knew, raced down the highway to Joni Mitchell's album Blue like I was, at my funeral. I needed my body rolled up to fit in a dark wooden box in the backseat of the Toyota. Breasts rolled in to fit in a pair of the size 0 jeans. Salt crisp on the tip of my tongue. Gifted at lovemaking, indirect contact with my bits and bobs. I turned the leaves, peeling away the brown, the orange. At my funeral, my regret quoted, most enough sex. No, my regret quoted, not enough sex, on top of an airplane, in the dirt under the church, on the ceiling of the subway platform. I lived my life second by second. I did what I had to. Brush teeth, butter toast, kiss my husband goodbye. Dead grandma quoted at the funeral. The carnal urge for the penetration. A sin. I turned pain into how-to guide. I was quoted what women were taught about sex. I craved breast-shaped pasta. I fucked with grief. Classic car at the ledge. White knuckles spread on the wheel. Bitch, I'm here etched into my 2 front teeth. I fucking rock. I'm the fucking shit. Let's just fuck. Yeah.
This is what someone's saying after they died.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And not every poet can make the term bitch work. She's saying it like she's Carter Anderson in those TikTok videos. Fuck all your fake ass bitches. But you know what I'm talking about.
Nope, I don't, but I'm glad you said that.
That is not your slogan, bitch? Look up Carter Anderson.
Is that your slogan, bitch?
That's his famous catchphrase.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
look up Carter Anderson. You'll thank me.
Okay, I'll look it up. Carter Anderson. Yep.
But not to deviate from the point is that this is one of the strongest debuts I think we've done this year. It's very solid talent. I can't wait to see what else they have. Harvard
poet. Zoe Verasek is a poet from New York City and is an undergraduate student at Harvard.
Yes.
Well, I thought there'd be equations and shit in the walls. Her poetry centers around her experiences working as an emergency medical technician during the height of the pandemic. her battle with bipolar disorder, and exploration of sexuality. Being dyslexic herself, she advocates for children with learning disabilities. Nice. I like it. Please, Zoe, please send more stuff to Oddball.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. And definitely my style.
I thought you'd say that.
It's like reading. It's like I was writing it myself. I could relate so much with it. Even the boobs part. Ira Joel Haber was born and lives. By the way, Chad, bits and bobs. I'm pretty sure that is a typo. It's got to be boobs.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I was going to ask them, but no, I don't think so.
My bits and bobs. Anyway.
As a matter of fact, I might have even looked that up and checked and said, that seems like a phrase. But
my bits and bobs?
Yes.
It might be.
Well, it's bits and pieces, but I don't know. Let me see. Bits and Bobs. Actually, Bits and Bobs is a television program, so it might be. Actually, Bits and Bobs are small objects or parts of something. It's a British phrase.
Oh, Bits and Bobs. Tea and crumpets. Bits and Bobs. That is how unworldly I am, that I would say. And, London would just say, fuck all you wanker. That's what that is. The Bits and Bobs.
Feck off.
Teas and crumpets. Oh, fuck off, you wanker. Sawed off.
Feck off.
Sawed off. Ira Joel Haber was born.
Sawed off.
Sawed off, right? That's what it is, right? Isn't it?
I know, but good Lord, dude.
Come on, watch. You wanker.
Dude, I sound like more British right now than you right now. At this fucking moment.
Ira Joel Haber.
I sound more Irish than you at this fucking moment.
Fuck ass. Ira Joel Haber was born and lives in Brooklyn. He's a sculptor. Have you seen that movie, Boondock Saints? All right. Ira Joel Haber was born and lives in Brooklyn. By the way, these two people are infinitely cooler than me because one lives in New York City, goes to Harvard, and one lives in Brooklyn. So, you're talking about the Franklin 500, and I can relate to you because that's where the Marshalls and the Panda Express is, and I believe there used to be a movie theater there, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's no Brooklyn, but it's home. All right, we've been talking for a long time. All right, to somebody, Franklin. All right, home to somebody. Was born and lives in Brooklyn. He's a sculptor, painter. Franklin. Home to somebody. He's a photographer and teacher. His work has been seen in numerous group shows both in the USA and Europe, and he has had 9 one-man shows, including several retrospectives of his sculptures. His work in the collections of the Whitney Museum of American Art, New York University, the Guggenheim, the Guggenheim, the Hirshhorn Museum, the Albright Knox Art Gallery, and the Allen Memorial Art. And this guy is in Oddball magazine, and he's been in for like 10 years now. He has been
in the magazine for, God, I think it's been longer than at least since 2013, I would say, at the very least.
We're flossing with some Guggenheim Museum artists here, man, Chad. The Hirshhorn Museum, the Albright Knox Art Gallery, and the Allen Memorial Art Museum. Since 2006, his paintings, drawings, photographs, and collages have been published in over 300 online and print magazines. He has received 3 National Endowments for the Art Fellowships, 2 Creative Artist Public Service Grants, 2 Pollock Krasner Grants. Jeez, man. 2 Adolf Gottlieb Foundation grants, and in 2010, he received a grant from Artist Fellowship, Inc. In 2017 and 2018, he received the Brooklyn Arts Council Su Casa Artist in Residence grant. I'd like to pick that guy's brain.
Oh, God.
I believe we're into nope, we still got more of this. Chad?
We still got more of what?
Well, I thought we were going into James Van Looy. I thought you were saying
we had more of the bio. But
no. No, Chad, I thought we were landing the plane gracefully, but no, we are counting some turbulence over so people, we were supposed to land the plane a half an hour.
Boy, right. Seamless transition. Seamless freaking transition.
It's like a Tarantino of transitions, really. It's like Dusk Till Dawn all over again. Poem by Diana Rosen. Go ahead, Chad.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Where is Rufus when you need him? Go ahead.
Entering the holy. If we only say yes to sharing our stories with strangers, connect to a sidewalk buster whose violin awakens us to the substrate of song and silence, remember there is room in the frame of life for the mundane and the magnificent. To puncture the heart, open to enter that fabled realm of holiness.
Wow, that was a really good poem.
I thought ended with
Really nice.
and ended with a poem about a pilgrimage.
Yeah, and there you go.
You know,
I mean,
hence the poem about the pilgrimage having a picture of a pumpkin.
yeah, really, real thought piece, Chad. Bears Groves. Go to Bears Groves, get the biggest pumpkin, the blue ribbon pumpkin.
1,500 pounds.
1,500-pound pumpkin at
Yes.
Bears Groves. Where is
It's a
Bears
pumpkin for
Groves?
your pilgrimage, not only for a penny.
Hey, put it in the back of your Toyota. Big pump. Someone had to put that in the back of their hatchback to
There's
get
no
that
trucks
over
there
there.
because that star with the letter P is there.
I can't think of one without a Prius. Prius.
While you're putting that pumpkin for a penny in your Prius, let me tell you about how Peggy Piper, the wife of Peter Piper, who poisoned Peter Piper by plunking poison powder into his pernod, is getting out of prison next year, pending parole, pending appeal, possibly.
Perhaps.
Possibly. I can't even claim
Oh,
credit.
that
for
was so good.
I can't claim credit for that. That's from Mrs. Brown. That's from the TV show overseas, Mrs. Brown's Boys. I can't believe that Peggy Piper, who poisoned her husband Peter Piper by plunking poison powder into his pernod, is getting out of prison. And it's like it's a clip on. I'll send you the clip.
I thought you were doing that, Chad. I was like, oh my god, that is comedy gold. Chad just
I cannot take the credit, but
struck comedy gold right
it's
there.
basically a blooper reel that got to be basically put on TV because everyone was cracking up and it was so funny because they had to keep on repeating it and not everyone, only one person could repeat it. When he was asked to repeat it the third time, he goes, Peggy Piper's fucked. Like he couldn't do it.
Saw it off, you wanker.
These are Irish.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
But,
different dialect.
It's oh, Jesus
Bears
Christ.
Grove.
Anyway.
Bears Groves. Looks it. Why the extra S? Bars.
Maybe
Where's
because it's a secret SS space. I have no idea.
Where's Bears Groves? Oh, Chad,
I assume it's in Florida.
Oh, you think it's in
That's
Florida?
where Bonnie Matthews Brock is. Although I believe the pumpkin's from Michigan.
I don't think you can get a bigger. I don't think you can get a pumpkin like that in Florida.
I think it was traveling around on a world tour.
You know a lot about this pumpkin. 1,500 pounds from Michigan. Yeah, you're right. So, Chad, what?
I read the fucking title of the photo.
No, Chad, what made you think, hey, holy, 1,500-pound pumpkin makes sense?
Because I saw this as a pre-Thanksgiving piece.
Ah, yes.
And therefore the pumpkin fit perfectly.
Hey, Chad,
in my mind that's slowly being purloined through this podcast.
Chad, mum's the word.
Possibly.
Possibly. Yeah, get it? Mum's the word. There's a mums right there. All right, moving on. I think we're in James Van Loy territory now. Yes, we are.
Oh my god, you just totally come on. You gotta at least read.
Oh, we gotta give the bio. Gotta give the bio. Sorry.
Read the bios.
Sorry. I purloined the poet's prowess of poetry. All right. Diana Rosen.
Let's fucked.
Fucked. Diana Rosen is a flash writer, essayist, and poet whose first full-length hybrid book of action poetry, High Stakes and Expectations, is available from Tiny Publisher Store. In addition, Diana writes about tea, coffee, honey, and everything else that tastes divine for online websites. Both her nonfiction and fiction works can be viewed on her portfolio site. Lives and works in L.A., where the largest urban green space in the country, Griffith Park, is her backyard. All right, so we got someone who lives in New York City, someone who lives in Brooklyn, and someone who lives with their backyard backdrop, Griffith Park. Chad, you feel like
fucking Boston? Stop bitching.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I should not be thinking about Griffith Park right now. I should be very grateful for where I live. Bonnie Matthews Brock is a Florida-based photographer, as well as a school psychologist. Loves hiking the urban and woodland trails of anywhere, and pausing often to shoot photos with her very patient husband and often collaborator, Ted. Her images have been featured on the covers of magazines such as Ibison Street, Wild Roof Journal, Poesy Magazine, Humana Obscura, and Arkansas Review, as well as on the pages of publications such as Oddball Magazine, Ember Chasm Review. Hey, they mention us. Beyond Words Literary Magazine, Beaver Magazine, and Lateral. Her works are archived at institutions such as Poets House, New York City, Brown University, and Harvard University. Wow.
It's so weird. It's so
like,
weird when the bio's referring to us. It's so strange.
Well, yes. I mean, it's meta.
I feel like it's breaking a fourth wall of some kind, but I don't know.
Somewhat. Let's go to Diana Rosen's
website.
Possibly. Where nothing ever can possibly go wrong. Possibly go wrong. That's the first thing that's ever gone wrong. So it's pretty up to date. November 25th. She just published an article at jerryjazzmusician.com and Quill and Parchment. And
she published in Jerry Jazz Musician with my junkie friend Janice. No, I'm sorry.
I know you're going there.
I'm losing the momentum. I'm losing the momentum. I'm losing the momentum.
I'm losing the momentum. Momentum. Chad, how long have we been talking for? We're not even. All right, let's go to Tiny Publisher Store real quick here.
Okay.
Oh, be back soon. Never mind. You guys didn't see that. And let's see Bonnie Matthews Brock's website. Oh, it's an Instagram.
That's her Instagram.
Yeah, I think I'm friends with her on Instagram. Look at that. Cool. Chad, do you wish that you were more of a photographer? You are a photographer. But do you wish you were more of a photographer?
Well, yes, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it'd be great if people could go back in the days of, like making the film happen in the dark room, but they don't do that anymore.
I prefer the technique of waiting for the upgrade for the phone.
All right, yes. Chad, James Van Loy, back from First Day in England 2023.
This is First Day in England 2023, and this was published on Thanksgiving.
Nice. Happy Thanksgiving.
And I like the idea of a reverse pro pilgrimage.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of someone fleeing the country.
It seems very James. All right, go ahead.
Yes, but even though he did this during the summer, I just liked the
idea.
Yes, I did.
Going back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I did.
Yes, sir, I did.
Flight, night, the plane, in morning and through automated customs, trying to figure out again which one train will take us to the central bus station where we can get the bus to old Watford, where ancestors lived back in the time of Henry VIII and leased land from him there that once belonged to St. Albans Abbey, now become huge cathedral, and finally finding the train, then station, then bus, and riding around the rim of Metro London, looking more like just sprawl that is so familiar American sprawl, mix of rural and suburban, castles and high-rises, business and residential all mixed up. This on that on this, ride streaming by the bus windows, stopping to get and to get on and on, passengers all quite certain where we are going. I'll stop there.
I'm into that one. I love it. I could really feel that one. You could tell he was on the train writing that,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah.
Now it's time. Oh, what was that? Wait, Jason? Oh, I think I see what you wrote in the chat. You're going to choose your 5 favorite Bruce Weiss poems after I read Janet's poem?
I'm Bozel no more. Yep, right. I'm going to read we are approaching our destination.
You're going to read your favorite Bruce Weiss poems, but first let me get to I'm such a jerk.
People, we are approaching our destination. If you look if you look over to the right, you will see the Grand Canyon. We are expected to land in 15 minutes. It is cloudy and 52 degrees in Seattle, Washington. Thank you for flying Airfly, and be safe. Go ahead, Chad.
Okay. Yes. Let's. Okay. Great.
Moving on, Chad.
Bamboozled no more. A good day to just be. Perfect for the Friday after Thanksgiving gatherings. Grateful for a new day to pick up where we left off or start anew. It's November, but we're gifted with spring-like temps. Sun is bright enough for bare trees to cast shadows on gray sidewalks, transformed by bright leaves, minutes ago carefully raked into well-curated piles now rescattered by the wind. Yes, a good day to just be.
Nice. I like that one a lot. That one, very calming poem. It's like a nice chamomile on a nice winter's day. You know.
There you go.
All right.
Now it's time to take the hard stuff and pour it in the tea.
right.
Sir, you have wise words. You have wise words.
All right. We had the nice little chamomile. Now put the blotter in the tea and join us for some wise words with Bruce Wise. All right. Chad.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Chad, I was untethered before. Now I'm tethered. That was too long. I was
disgruntled. Now I'm gruntled. But
all right. Okay. This is another one about coffee.
The first one?
Well, no. This is a nasty cup of coffee by Carb Delicieux. Caffeine suppress root growth.
Yes.
Okay, so he actually pulled that from one of his poems.
What do you mean?
Well, because he wrote he's written a poem about coffee, specifically about MCT oil before. So,
okay.
So it was a nasty.
So he's self-referencing.
He frickin' self-referenced.
Yeah,
it was a nasty cup of coffee he was drinking down. A lot of dregs above his legs, but well below his crown. Despite the taste, oh, what a waste. He took the bitterness into his mouth, though wretched south, a messy pit hole cess. MCT oil didn't help. It still was yucky, yes. Those landfill dregs remained to last, those thick and brown sludge grounds, yet he could use them in his garden fertilizing plants, attracting earthworms to his flower beds, repelling ants. And so he was not all that sad despite those spiteful guys who manufactured large supplies of mucky, thick mud pies. Carb Delicieux is a poet of food and drink.
Good and bad.
Good and bad. Good one. All right, Chad, what do you got?
All right, I think it's a per our agreement. I pick one and you get to read that one too.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
No. I won't do that to you.
All right. All
right, what's
well,
I guess we have
well, the perpetual machine one's pretty good. It's slow too. This one has a quote from Pierce Shelley. Because
let's do 10 Angels. He rarely does small poems. So
I'm sorry, did you say 10 Angels?
That's what he said.
Okay, if they said something else, moving on. 10 Angels.
Oh boy. Yes, moving on. I had a dream the other. This is by Seer Abiakudou. I had a dream the other day. As I was walking on my way, I came upon 10 angels there, as if they were upon the air. They loomed above me, shining bright in glorious, radiant light. I longed to touch them, shake their hands. I listened hard for sweet commands, but they remained aloof on high, in splendor, ringing in the sky. I reached out for their brilliant robes, if only I could touch their clothes, but back they flew away from me. Oh, all that I could do was see. They were too insubstantial for reality, my human core. I longed to go and be with them, each shimmering a gorgeous gem, but I could not bring them to me. They kept their distance silently. Before they left, they threw a bone. I reached for it, but it was gone. And so I traveled on alone, but with a vision, something shone.
Well done, Chad. Sir Ablacadoo is a poet of visions, as e.g. the one above, described in iambic tetrameters.
Do you know what this means, Jason?
It's the end of the podcast.
It's over. It's over.
Oh, actually, one last thing, Chad. Before we say it's over, I really just want to quickly just shout out Christmas Warz coming up.
Oh God, yeah, I should do the submission call tomorrow.
Yeah, so every year we do Christmas Warz. It's not like a war on Christmas kind of thing.
It's a commentary on the war on Christmas. What is your war?
Commentary on the war on Christmas.
What's your war on Christmas look like? Staying home and eating bagels? That's my idea.
There's your war on Christmas. So write about bagels. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, so the war on Christmas is a thing that we do every year. It's kind of the end of the year thing.
Yes.
And it's also like you can do Christmas poems. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'll probably do my 13th year of the Lonely Boy on Christmas. But the point is, every year we do the Christmas Wars. So please get ready. It's always a good year. And then some people will be like 7 months later, like, hey, you didn't publish me in the Christmas Wars. I'm like, all right, well, there's always next year.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. Sod off. I don't say that, though. All right, Chad. Well, anyway, you were a good sport.
Yeah. Anyway, good night. I am gone.
Good night.
You close this out because
I will.
I'm gone.
Bye, Chad. By the way, seamless transitions. My wife says we do seamless transitions, and there is another one. So, real quick, we were talking about some stuff earlier, and one thing that's really interesting. So this is Tauntaun, right? And we started off the whole show with the straight out of Tauntaun, and what it was, Chad was it was Justice Palpatine, and we were talking about Star Wars, and then we were talking about Tauntaun, which is the thing that if you know Empire Strikes Back, they have to cut into it to stay warm. So anyway, straight out of Taunton, but this is Taunton, which is a nice town near me. But anyway, I got to go watch something about the Bridgewater Triangle because I am fascinated by it. So if you know anything about the Bridgewater Triangle, let me know. And if you, seriously, this is kind of a call. If you are like someone who really knows about the Bridgewater Triangle, reach out to me and let's have a podcast about it. Anyway, my name is Jason Wright. This has been The Week That Was. That was Chad Parento. We are the editors and associate editors of Oddball Magazine. And I hope you had a lovely Thanksgiving, and super grateful for all of you, and just having some fun looking back at the week that was. This is Jason Wright. That was Chad Parento. Always read a book and be well. We'll see you next time. We'll see you next time. We'll see you next time. We'll see you next time, and we will see you next time.
Show and the Oddball Foundation is dedicated to mental health advocacy through art.